I would start with strawberries.
Okay.
Because you can do them anywhere. You can do them in containers. You can get alpine strawberries that will go in gravel. You can normally find a strawberry to suit you. They're native to this country, so you're good with the weather. You never have to worry about the frost. You don't have to worry about anything like that. They're quite forgiving. You can put them pretty much everywhere. The only thing that you would have to do with it really is, unless you don't mind sharing with the birds, you might need to throw a net over it when it's fruiting if you get ravaged by birds. It will keep reproducing by itself, so you don't have to worry about it's going to die and I'm going to have to replace it. It will throw out new babies itself. So depending on the size of where you put it, if you put it in a pot, you might need to cut the babies off every now and again. But something like that is something that you can leave, just pop it in a pot and leave it, and it's very simple and you don't really have to do much with it. I think strawberries have lovely flowers as well, personally. The flowering pot of strawberries is lovely before, so you get the benefit of both. You get some flowers and then you get the fruit off it. What do you think?
I like that. So on your veggie side, I can have some herbs
Yes.
that you can use in your cutting. So some thyme, chives, maybe rosemary, maybe a lavender.
Yeah.
So if you have a lavender plant, get yourself some calendula seeds.
Calendulas are great.
And just sprinkle some calendulas in. And then just get a couple of little shrubby things from a garden centre where you can just, like a hebe for example, where you can just put it in the ground, give it a bit of water, doesn't need a lot of attention. You get flowers twice a year, deadhead it, so when the flowers fade, deadhead it, and then it'll just carry on, and then you might get an extra flush of flowers later in the year. But something simple like a little packet of calendulas, you could just completely cheer up your garden.
They'll flower, the calendulas will flower as well from the start of March. Mine's still going now.
Yeah, that's right.
Mine's still going now.
And you can eat them.
You just cut your dead heads off. As soon as the flower, the petals die off, just snip it
and
off.
they don't require a lot of space.
No. But you can one calendula could end up, you could have it like that, but you can get smaller ones. So when you go to the garden centre, read the packet. Don't get too dazzled. That's something that we all do. And oh my god, I was so addicted to seed packing when we first started. But it's really important is read the bag, you know, and have a look. How big is this going to grow? How tall is it going to grow? How wide is it going to grow? And the other one thing that I would say that if you're growing from seed for the first time, the biggest thing that I've learned in the last few years is it says on the packet that you can sow your seeds from February to April. Ignore February, ignore March, wait for April. We live in the northwest. Don't waste your time trying to do it any earlier, because if you start your seeds off and you start them off indoors, you end up with plants that are leggy like this and you can't do anything with them, and then it's just a nightmare. And literally, if you grow them, if you start them in April, they're still going to be as ace as anything that was sowed in February. Just ignore that. Just go for 2 months into your growing season, and where possible, look at if it's a hardy, like an annual seed, then sow them in the autumn. We've already done our annual seeds for next year. I've got a greenhouse full of seedlings.
And if you want to branch into food growing, I would recommend as well, choose something that you really love to eat, something that you use a lot of, and start with that, because it really is difficult to get something to grow that you're not really interested in using. So pick something that you use all the time. Something, say, if you know throughout the summer I love salad and I eat lettuce all the time, go for lettuce. If you just have tomatoes every now and again, probably don't do tomatoes until you're more confident that you can, your bread and butter stuff is going to do itself and you know what you're doing with that. You could do loads in pots as well, I would say. You can do absolutely tons in pots, so don't let it put you off that you haven't got a big amount of space or anything. You can do loads with little things.
And grow, and it's exactly the same thing with flowers. Grow something that you like the look of, and also something that's going to give you a big bang for your buck. So quite often, again, seed packets, gorgeous picture of a beautiful flower, but you read the back and it goes, it flowers from March to March.
Yeah. No.
So we tend to grow things that you'll get a good 6 months out of the flowers.